Yo, what's good? We back at it. It's your boy Sid. We had to follow through with another video. This is the moon sign series, right? And we're going to follow through with the moon in the sign of Taurus. We're going to talk about what this placement means, right? So the moon, as we know, is home to the sign of Cancer, right? But however, when we have the moon coming into the sign of Taurus, it's actually exalted here, right? And what that means is that the moon isn't in its home sign of Cancer, but it's in another sign that it does very well in, right? It's exalted here. So, if we want to talk about what the moon can represent, right? The moon will show your emotions and your feelings, right? It's also going to show your mother in terms of the relationship with her, or the maternal influential figure that you had growing up in terms of your relationship with this individual. And it can show where you can get emotional fulfillment by house and by sign, as well as it shows your family and home life, right? And it can show your upbringing, basically. Another thing it shows is your ancestry lineage in terms of what they were into, right? So we're going to talk about what these things would mean when you have the moon sign coming through this sign, right? This constellation of Taurus. So in terms of how you deal with your emotions and feelings, right? And again, before I go deeper, I do want to say that this is just one placement. You have to look at the aspects. You have to look at what's going on in your fourth house, as your fourth house is a Cancerian house in terms of the themes. It has an affinity to, these same things like emotions, mother, feelings. The fourth house can show this, as well as if you have any planets in Cancer as well too, right? As Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. So it's a lot of things you got to compare and contrast, and all of them will tell a theme, even if it's like opposing things that show up in these different areas in terms of what we're talking about. So back to what I was saying. Whenever you have your moon sign in Taurus, right, in terms of, how you feel normally, right, you would basically feel very stable. You will feel very secure, right? And you can also look in the house, and this will tell what area of life this is at, right? But I have seen some people that have this placement, and this may not always be the case. They may have other indications, like say if they have aspects to certain planets that are more so like hard or not the most positive aspects, they may have challenges in terms of like emotionally how they deal with their emotions. But normally, just alone, if it's well aspected your moon, you guys have are very stable, like I said, you know what I mean? Very stable with emotionally, how you deal with your emotions, things of that nature. So if we want to talk about your mother or the maternal influencing figure in your life, right? Taurus is the sign or constellation that deals with money, finance, security, value, self-worth, right? These things. So it's showing that your mom was actually focused on, her finances, her stability, you know what I mean? And this is normally what the mother's about. This is also similar to those who have the moon and the second house, as the second house also has an affinity with Taurus, right? So if you have the moon in the second house, you'll find that a lot of times your mother is also focused on her stability, her finances. This is the area of life, which is a house, or the sign, which is like basically a group of stars in the heavens. That's what the constellations are. And this is showing that the mother was focused in this area of life, right? In terms of what the sign means again. This is showing that the mother was focused on her resources again, stability, finances, money, her value, right? So second house means the same thing in terms of the moon being deposited there. So where you get emotional fulfillment is similar to your mother. You will get emotional fulfillment through your stability, right? Your security. And a lot of times this could be because this is what you've seen growing up, or this is what your mother provided, Again, look at what's going on in the fourth house in terms of the planets that are in the fourth house, as well as the sign on the cusp of the fourth house. And if you have any planets in Cancer, this could tell more about, your mother, upbringing, like I said, but this is just one side of the story. So, like I said, you get emotional fulfillment from being stable. Also, this could be being a provider, because Taurus does like to be a provider, basically. And Taurus, right? Taurus likes comfort, right? So you get emotional fulfillment through being comfortable, basically. You know what I mean? Sometimes I also like to look at the planets and the signs, or the planets in the houses, as they could tell themes as well too. So another way it could be read is, on the flip side, right? Taurus is the sign of money. So with the moon there, this can show possibly you wanting your home life to be very comfortable, right? But at the same time, this can talk about you possibly making money from the home, or you may be working with family, basically. This could also be like catering, real estate, which all has like a moon / Cancerian energy, right? Or this can be like the motel and hotel industry. Interior designing can be under the Cancerian energy as well. So these are just a couple things, right? I'm not gonna name everything, but these are just a couple things. So if we also want to talk about your family and home life and in your upbringing, I stated a little earlier that your mother, right, would have wanted to provide, and Taurus is a sign that can deal with materialism, so she could have liked it to be, like to have a lot of things that look nice in the home. I'll just say it like that. You know what I mean? Your ancestry lineage, right, in terms of what they were into. So Taurus rules over bankers, right? And these are just some general themes of what can resonate under this energy. So it can play out in different ways for different people. But Taurus can represent, like I said, bankers, tellers. Taurus rules over the vocal cords. So you'll see vocalists, singers, anything that deals with the arts, as Taurus is ruled by Venus. So you'll see like basically other family members or ancestors who could have been into these things. Taurus rules over gardening as well. You know what I mean? And just anything that deals with it could be like agriculture or like ways to make money, stocks, things of that nature. You know what I mean? So, this could be a family that's about getting to that paper, But I'm gonna leave it there. I thank y'all for tuning in. We got more videos coming soon. And y'all have a good one. Peace.